As you will be able to see, we're in complete paradise here. It's so beautiful. I'm going to share some impressions. This was Friday and Saturday, which Saturday is today. And I'm going to talk about that part now.
These are the breakfast vibes, and I think I can let these images speak for themselves.
But yeah, one really important part of the work that we're in right now is to build strong relationship with the locals. So that's the indigenous population as much as the local Colombians, which the indigenous call them bunachos, which is kind of a slur because there's lots and lots of tension there that we get to bridge.
Yeah, and lots of times this looks like being invited to locals' houses. There we got served delicious Colombian typical food, and then we were shown around the neighborhood. This woman that you can see there that cooked for us in the yellow shirt, her name is Luz. She's gonna be helping us out in the cafe. It's a rainy season, so we took shelter in her sister's home. It's literally pouring, not purring, sorry, love cats. While we were holding out, we were playing games, and this is the aftermath after the storm. Can you see these beautiful clouds, beautiful walk, beautiful sun, beautiful light? And then what are you eating there?
Fresh yogurt.
So before I even arrived, Kelsey, Faith, and Diam have been making a big effort to really connect with the locals here in town and making some beautiful connections that we are now getting to strengthen.
Another way of building those relationships are the language classes that we are offering / facilitating. So English, Spanish, and then Spanish and Eco. This was the English class today. On today's program was more counting, for example, seeds that they then got to plant. And this was us after English class, enjoying some local lunch while it was pouring again. I honestly love the rain. I find it so cozy. Meanwhile, for a perceived lack of water during the day, they sometimes turn the water off, and I accidentally left my shower open so that it flooded everywhere. And here we were waiting at some other local's house to catch a ride to this greenhouse that we were going to take a look at. That is owned by some of the Arhuaco, and they rented it out the past 2 years to a Colombian who had kind of just been extracting as much as he could out of it without really taking care of the place. They were like, that's no good. Let's take it back in our hands. And they came to Sun Nation to ask them to support in that mission to see what can be done there. Obviously, grow food, but how the process can be supported, as the greenhouse is kind of, it does need some work, even though it's beautiful and huge and gorgeous. So we went to have a look at it. And this was the ride, and oh my god, can you see the mountains in the distance? How beautiful. So he was saying that the guy who was rented it out before, at one point for one harvest, had 9 tons of tomato grown here. 9 tons. After visiting the greenhouse, Bunkutu took us to a sacred site where the Mamus, so the spiritual authorities of the Arhuaco, come together to consult on how to govern and protect that land that you can see around. So what parts to strategically buy back and what to do with it to protect it from further encroachment. Diam and Kelsey Faith have been working alongside and with the Arhuaco for several years now. Why I am only just dipping my toes into it, but it is so fascinating to get to know their culture, learn about their teachings and their ways of relating to the land. Also throughout the day we were gifted a bunch of plants, so you can see a late night upcycling planting session. Cute little oregano and some tobacco and all the seeds that we seeded together with the kids in English class. A nighttime study session with Diam and Tikinaka. Tikinaka is Gunawimaku's Abatu, I think it is. So that means a little sister, relating from male to female.
Relacionado con agua.
And of course, the learning goes
Oh,
both
so they're
ways here.
related to
So
water?
here you can see
Amazing.
Tikinaka checking Kelsey Faith's eco skills.
Potato.
Siempre se le olvida eso.
What's it sound? Truma. Truma.
Huh?
Truma.
Druma.
¿Cómo se dice sol?
G.
G.
¿Cómo se dice agua?
G.
And that's pretty much how we ended the day. If you have questions or you are interested in more parts more so than others, please leave a comment down below. And until next time.